Benefits of participating in a union or collective bargaining scenario is that there are strength in numbers. When you have more people supporting a cause or an effort, it is more likely for it to get supported by anyone who is in power or authority. So if you are proposing a pay raise or a better insurance plan to your employers, when you have more people to back it up, it is more likely that they will go with it as well, because the voice of many is stronger than the voice of an individual. Along with that, benefits are more easily obtained within a collective bargaining effort because their employers are able to provide for a union in a set contract, so they might be able to provide specific benefits for its members because they are able to work out an agreement or negotiation with their employer. Like it said in the prompt, you are more likely to get higher pay in general because a union is formed and they can bargain with their employer more easily. They're able to get a higher pay than those who are not in the union, and they're only speaking for those within its membership. So becoming a part of this union will also get you a higher pay. Another benefit is that your job is typically more secure than those who are not belonging to a union. This is because when you belong to a union, there are specific circumstances that an employer must undertake and investigate before terminating your position, whereas other positions there might be little or less of reason to terminate you in order to relieve you of your position. There are a few downsides to participating in collective bargaining or unions. One is that you have less freedoms and voice within a group. Obviously, every time you participate in a group, your specific opinions get drowned out by the voice of the many. This can be good and bad. The bad side is that if a decision or movement is made for the union, you may not be able to get out of it as easily because you have undertaken this contract or membership, which means you will go along with whatever the union agrees upon. With that being said, in this specific scenario, if you were to join a collective bargaining effort, you will probably be starting off as a junior member of a union, which typically has less power than those who have been a member for a long time. And those who are senior members of a union will most likely have more say and more voice in the decisions being made for the greater of the union at that time. So in this specific scenario, your opinions or needs / wants of this specific effort may not be spoken upon yourself, but only upon the needs of majority voice. Some other questions that you might want to consider when you are looking to join a union is, are you looking to be employed there for a long time? If so, maybe a union might be better because you are a part of a larger group that works together to get better pay, better hours, or better work conditions, or better insurance benefits. If you are uninterested in staying in this position for a longer period of time and you're looking to leave it, maybe it best be staying out of a union so that you have more individual freedoms to leave and decide on your own. Also, weighing the costs and benefits of getting a higher wage immediately, because one of the downsides of being part of a union is the dues that you must pay to be a part of it. That might weigh whether or not getting the higher pay is worth paying the dues that they are required of you to become a member of the union. Another question you might ask yourself is, can you live with giving up your professional or work workplace freedoms in order to be a part of this union, because you may not be able to speak upon things. Being a part of a union, you must have a representative represent your stance, and it may not be the exact stance that you specifically stand upon. It may be just a general stance that the union has agreed to put up in order to negotiate with their employer. With all of these factors considered, in this position and situation, I would not participate in a collective bargaining scenario. In my opinion, the downsides outweigh the benefits of becoming a part of a union. You will definitely get some sort of pay raise initially, which will benefit you immediately as you start working more, but you don't know how much of a pay raise collectively you will get, and if it will be enough to cover your expenses that are increasing, and also maybe it might be still a burden to be paying those health insurance premiums, and the pay raise that you do get, which is only slightly higher, may not be enough to cover those expenses that you're already having, your monthly expenses of rent, or paying for a car, or transportation, all of that, plus your insurance premiums that your company is giving you. It might be too high, and it might not outweigh the cost, or it might not compete with the amount of pay that you're getting increased in general. It might be more beneficial to look for alternative positions in different companies, because being a part of a union may not give enough benefit to stay and continue to work at this company, and also handle your expenses, because the amount of jump that it will come in pay typically does not increase tenfold, and especially if you're seeing that your expenses and premiums are increasing over time and at a faster rate. Keeping up with that may not be the smartest effort, since collective bargaining can only work at a certain speed, especially when you're working out the details with many members. And the fact that you know that you probably won't have as much of opportunity to increase your wage individually as well. The likelihood of the collective bargaining exponentially increasing or greatly increasing your pay may not be as likely as you would have thought. So in my opinion, a collective bargaining effort would not catch up to your expenses as fast as you would think so. So for that reason, I would not join a union.